Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Slow English Stories. I am your narrator, Lyle. Today, I want to share a story about a challenge that seemed impossible. Have you ever looked at a big goal and felt afraid? That is exactly how our hero felt. This is the story of the 100-day mountain. Let's dive in. The great stone peak stood like a giant sleeping under a blanket of white, cold snow. At the bottom of this mountain lived a boy named Silas. Silas was different from the other children. His left leg was thin and weak. Every morning, he smelled the fresh, sharp scent of pine trees. In English, a scent is a nice way to describe a smell, like the smell of nature or perfume. Silas also heard the wind whispering through the dark rocks. The mountain was very steep, which means it goes up very quickly like a wall, making it very difficult to climb. Silas looked at the top of the mountain every single day. He had a big dream. He wanted to see the world from the clouds. But the people in his village laughed at him. "You cannot even walk to the market without pain," they said. Notice how I said, they said. This is the simple past tense. We use this to talk about things that happened and finished in the past. The villagers believed Silas was too weak for such a task. A task is simply a piece of work or a job that you need to do. One evening, an old woman gave Silas a small, wooden walking stick. She told him, "The mountain does not care about your leg. It only cares about your heart. Climb for 100 days. Just a little bit higher every day. If you reach the top on the 100th day, you will find a treasure that no one can steal." Silas felt a spark of hope. To feel a spark is an idiom that means to suddenly have a small feeling of excitement or hope. But he looked at his weak leg and then at the giant, scary mountain. Could he really do it? On day 1, Silas woke up before the sun. The air was chilly, which means it was a little bit cold, but not freezing. He stepped onto the mountain path. The ground was damp, meaning it was slightly wet from the morning mist. After only 10 steps, Silas felt exhausted. To be exhausted is to be extremely tired, as if you have zero energy left. Silas was breathing very slowly. Notice how I said, Silas was breathing? This is the past continuous tense. We use it to describe an action that was happening at a specific moment in the past. By day 10, the path became even more difficult. Silas's weak leg was very sore. When a part of your body is sore, it feels a little bit of pain because you have used your muscles a lot. He wanted to quit. To quit means to stop trying or to give up. But he remembered the old woman's words. He looked down and saw he had made a little bit of progress. Progress is the movement you make toward a goal. He was higher than he was on day 1. On day 30, a heavy rain began to fall. The mountain smelled like wet earth and old stones. Silas used his wooden stick to stay balanced. He was becoming more consistent. Consistency means doing the same thing every day, even when it is hard. Silas noticed that he was walking more easily now. Look at the word walking. Here, it acts as a gerund. We often add ing to a verb to use it like a noun to describe an activity. He wasn't just moving, he was mastering the mountain. By day 60, Silas reached the Clouds Gate, a place halfway up the mountain where the fog was very thick. He could no longer see the village below. He felt isolated, which means he felt all alone, far away from other people. But he also felt sturdier. Sturdier is a word for something that is strong, solid, and not easily broken. His weak leg didn't feel weak anymore. It felt like iron. He was much faster than he was on day 10 or day 20. On day 90, the air became very thin and cold. Silas could hear the loud, sharp echo of his own footsteps. An echo is a sound that reflects off a surface and comes back to you. He was almost at the top. He was now climbing with great precision. As we learned before, precision means doing something exactly right. He didn't even need to think about his steps anymore. He moved like a dancer. He was better on day 90 than he was on any day before. On day 100, the cold wind was howling. To howl means to make a long, loud, crying sound, like a wild wolf or a very strong storm. Silas took his final, heavy step over a wall of white ice. Suddenly, the wind stopped. He stepped out from the thick fog and above the clouds. The morning sun was blindingly bright. When something is blindingly bright, it is so full of light that it almost hurts your eyes to look at it. He was finally standing at the peak. The peak is the very highest point of a mountain. Notice the phrase, the highest point. Here, we are using a superlative adjective. In English, we add est to short adjectives highest when we compare one thing to all the other things. This was the highest point in Silas's world. Silas searched the snowy ground for the old woman's treasure. He expected to find a heavy box of gold or magical jewels. But there was nothing. There was only a flat, clear circle of dark, smooth ice. Silas walked over and looked down at his reflection. A reflection is the image you see when you look into a mirror or into very still water. He saw a young man with a strong chest, a brave face, and two powerful, solid legs. The weak boy from the village was completely gone. Silas finally understood. He had transformed. To transform means to change completely into something new and better. Look closely at the sentence, he had transformed. This is the past perfect tense. We use had plus the past participle verb transformed to show that one action was completely finished before another time in the past. His body and mind had transformed before he even reached the top. The mountain did not give him gold coins. Instead, the mountain gave him an unbreakable spirit. If something is unbreakable, it is so strong that it is impossible to destroy or defeat. The true treasure was the long journey itself, the daily pain he survived, and the strong person he became. Thank you so much for learning with me today on Slow English Stories. I am Lyle, and I hope this story inspired you to keep climbing your own mountains, no matter how steep they look. If you loved this story and learned some new English today, please click the like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe to our channel. Your turn. Silas found his true strength by doing something very hard. Tell me in the comments below, what is the most difficult thing you have ever done? Try to use a superlative adjective like the hardest, the biggest, or the most difficult in your answer. I read every single comment. Keep reading, keep listening, and keep growing. See you in the next story.